The world of woke.
And a breathe. Adam Cherry's here, senior reporter at Guido Fawkes. Adam, very good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Mike.
Very nice of you to join us. The story that everybody wants to do in the main sort of television channels that I'm watching as we do ours is Boris Johnson and the fact that he's been misleading Parliament all over the place. I mean, I'm far more interested, to be honest, in the sort of infighting between Bernard Jenkin and him and various other Tories who all seem to be throwing each other under the bus with more rapidity than you can say anything.
Yeah, it's been a fun one for us. We were the ones who broke the story last night.
Yes, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, so Bernard Jenkin accused of attending, during lockdown, a drinks party hosted by Eleanor Lang, who's the current Deputy Speaker in the House of Commons. It was a party for his wife, Anne Jenkin. More than 6 people in attendance, 2019 MPs, staffers and so on. Because this is the man who's been so pious and has been a huge member, a significant part of the Privilege Committee's attacks on Boris. You remember during the hearing, I think it was in March now, it's been going on for so long, but I think it was during March when he sat down in front of the committee. Bernard Jenkin was absolutely ruthless. He was saying, how can you possibly think this? How can you defend yourself? You attended all these parties, these lockdown breaking events, and yet it turns out he himself is implicated for the same sort of thing. So, the infighting.
As of now, we don't know whether he's answered it yet, do we?
No, he's been very quiet. Our editor spoke to him yesterday at about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
He first initially denied that he'd been to any lockdown breaking events. Then we put it to him that we have knowledge of this event on the 8th of December 2020. Yeah. His wife's party. He said, I don't recall. I can't remember if I had anything to drink. We then spoke to We then spoke to Eleanor Lang herself, who said, yeah, you know what, there was a business meeting that day. A business meeting where there was cake involved again. She also couldn't recall whether she'd had anything to drink, so they must have had quite a lot if they can't remember any of it.
Well, exactly right. I mean, maybe they were wheeling suitcases in from local Tesco's in Westminster if they hadn't all been drunk by the staff at Downing Street. But it's so ridiculous, this whole story, it seems to be. The hypocrisy, you know, the kind of the playground of antics, the kind of, you know, I'm going to get you if you're going to get me, I'm going to take you down with me. I mean, did they not realise how ridiculous it looks?
I mean, it's emblematic of Westminster at the moment, isn't it? Oh, I don't understand also is why they're so upset about being called a kangaroo. Well, I can understand that they don't enjoy being called a kangaroo court, but they're now commissioning a special report just to go into all of that and attack those who've impugned their dignity. Well, and then the respect of the committee. I mean, every week in the House of Commons, we watch MPs throw mud at each other. Why is this any different? Yeah, they're not deserving of any special treatment.
Well, exactly. I mean, most of our listeners and viewers are of the view that, well, they all tell lies all the time anyway, so what's the difference, and why bother punishing them for doing what they do on a daily basis? You know, Keir Starmer has a U-turn. It's called a U-turn. But it's actually, it means that when he said it the first time around, it was a lie. Because but he'll say, well, I believed it at the time, therefore it wasn't a lie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, welcome to Westminster. This happens every day. It's it's a complete circus, but it's fun for us. You know, we enjoy covering it.
Oh, it is. It is absolutely. I mean, Boris Johnson, according to Piers Morgan, who just tweeted this: a serial liar who's been sacked from 2 previous jobs for lying is now lying about everyone who called him a liar because he repeatedly lied, being a bunch of liars.
I'm sure he'll have his fun. You know?
Yeah.
I just can't believe Boris has been suspended for 90 days.
Yeah.
Margaret Ferrer got 30 days for knowing she had COVID and taking a train all the way up to Glasgow from London.
And Tony Blair was never suspended, was he?
No, exactly. You could do this all day. It's the second longest parliamentary suspension in 74 years. The only person who had more than that was Keith Vaz, Labour MP Keith Vaz, who was known for his dalliances with prostitutes. So it's completely blown out of proportion. Yeah. The Privilege Committee.
And I mean, 100 pages as well of this stuff, you know. And as somebody pointed out to me today, that they've accused him of doing things that the police have already cleared him of.
Exactly. And if you read the report, it has the tenor of people who feel scorned and they're bitter and upset. And regardless of what you think of the COVID rules and so on and what happened in the Commons, 100 pages, 33,000 words. It's just it blows the mind, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. So what happens next? I mean, you require the weekend to come in. Thursday night, after the first week back, they all sort of disappear off and scuttle back to their constituencies, if they have one left. Yeah. Presumably the weekend will be full of claim and counter-claim in all the Sunday papers. You guys will be doing stuff. What's your prediction for the big Sunday newspaper story?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say what's going to happen on the Sundays, but there will be more of this, I can guarantee you that. And we also don't forget on Monday, when they return on Monday, the MPs will be voting on this in the Commons. They won't be voting on whether to suspend him. He's already resigned, Boris.
So what are they voting on then, exactly?
They're voting on whether to revoke his MP's pass, his ex-MP's pass from Parliament.
They just don't learn, do they? They do not learn.
Yeah.
Deary me.
So it'll be a fun one on Monday. The MPs have been given a free vote on that.
Yeah.
So I think Tories are being told to note it rather than accept it necessarily, to try and stem the bleeding and make things a little bit easier. And
there'll be about another 1,200 illegal migrants here by then. But no problem with that. That's absolutely nothing to look at at all. Adam, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Adam Cherry, senior reporter at Guido Fawkes, because the hits just keep on coming. So they're going to go back on Monday and they're going to actually rule on whether to ban Boris Johnson from the parliamentary estate. I mean, seriously? Seriously? This is TalkTV.